So you know what? We could just do a quick little hit on how we're managing our mental health, and we're out.
Okay. Ready? This camera?
Yeah.
Badly. All right. See you next week. Thanks for having me on.
It is Monday, April 20th, 2026, and this is What Should We Talk About with Jenny Yang on today's agenda. Number 1, Jenny's updates. Number 2, our food is designed to be eaten while we're staring at a screen now. Number 3, apocalypse prepping, but make it cute. Number 4, why is Gen X always left out of the generation debates? What's up with that? Number 5, does accusing someone of being a sellout even matter anymore? Like, how can we keep indie media thriving? Comic books, movies, music, video games, shows, everything. Paywall. OnlyPaids Sweet Little Treat. Number 6, what can comedians do to be more punk rock and less punk-ass bitch? Number 7, how are we managing our mental health? I'll be honest, that online Grape Academy was the straw that broke the camel's back for me this week. Okay, it was a rough week. Number 8, action items, and that's just a place for you to make note of some things that you want to try or do from today's chat. Here we go. New feature for the OnlyPaids Sweet Little Treat this week. We're going to talk about the depressions, mental health, and maybe do a little comedy inside talk because we have a very special guest today.
A very depressed guest. I brought my depression. I brought it especially for this, so you're welcome.
Thank you.
What camera do I say that into?
This is your camera.
You're welcome. You're welcome, paywallers. I brought some gloom and fucking doom. You're going to get your goddamn money's worth today.
Woo.
You're going to be glad you clicked that, whatever thing you click. Oh my God, I'm 81 years old. All right, go.
What Should We Talk About is your weekly catch-up time with smart and funny people to find joy in an unjust world. We discuss topics submitted by our guests and you, the listener, any topic, current, old, big, small, nerdy, petty, from pop culture to the personal and political. Catch shorter preview episodes wherever you pod, but if you want full episodes, uncut, and bonus episodes, become a paid subscriber, aka my OnlyPaids, at jennyyang.substack.com. So if this episode cuts out mid-convo, don't get mad. Get subscribing.
Do that again. Have fun with it. Do a fun one.
You directing
Do a really
me?
fun one. Yeah, do a really fun one now.
No, you're not my director.
So staccato. All right, go ahead.
Hit
Fine.
follow and give us, listen, I get it. You are voice acting royalty. I've only done one lowly recurring on The Great North, which is now canceled.
Oh, damn.
But it was a good role. Anyway,
You're
hit
lucky
follow.
I'm here. Jesus.
Hit follow and give us a rating and review on Apple
I got to check
Pods.
these hosts' IMDb's more before I say yes. Oh my God, what a waste of time this is. All right, let's go.
God damn it. Review me. That's all I'm saying. Become an OnlyPaid. And, if you send me a subscriber messages, especially positive ones, I'll read it. Like this one from Gwen, quote, I love that you bring political analysis to comedy and from a Chinese Asian American perspective. I used to go to your shows back in downtown LA. When the fuck was that? But now I moved to upstate New York. So glad I can still enjoy your shows through the interwebs. That tells you how old we are. Interwebs. Thank you. My guest today is an American stand-up comedian and actor known for his roles in The King of Queens. I'm bringing that one back. Ratatouille.
Wow.
And BoJack Horseman. He has won Emmy and Grammy Awards. Listen, we're halfway to an EGOT. And is a renowned fan and writer of comics.
Yes.
And just announced he has a new stand-up comedy special called Tea and Scotch, coming to 800-Pound Gorilla's YouTube on June 9th. Patton Oswalt!
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
I appreciate you coming. We both had shit sleep last night.
Oh boy.
Let's bring that into the room.
Yeah, we should really totally. But when did you finally get to go to sleep last night?
Probably 3:30 or 4.
Did you have anything to wake up for today?
No.
Okay, so at least you could go, well, when I do fall asleep,
Right.
I'll sleep until I wake up.
Yeah.
As the evening went on, I got in bed at 10:30, but I knew I had to get up at 7:30.
Yeah.
No matter what, for a meeting. And so then, and we've all had these nights, especially like when you got to get a plane the next morning. Okay,
Yeah.
I got to do this on 6 hours sleep. I got to do it on 5. And I just watched the hours tick away, and there was nothing I could do.
It's the shittiest hourglass.
It really is. And I wasn't, here's what drove me fucking crazy about it. I wasn't anxious about anything. I wasn't nervous or fretting about anything. It was one of those, and now I've come to accept that there's a handful of nights every year where, you're not sleeping. We're not sleeping.
Yeah.
And I'm going to mess your day up tomorrow. This is happening. Don't worry about it. You're just not going to sleep.
Listen, as we get older,
Yeah.
Sleep is that much more powerful.
Sleep is such a big ticket item, man. I'm really defensive of it.
Young Natalie, our social media manager here.
Yeah, only a
Right,
matter
really.
of time.
Only a matter of time.
What? Yep. Hell yeah. All right.
Patton Oswalt, what should we talk about?
Oh boy. I mean, there. Mention. I don't want to go right into the depressiveness, but it has hit me, and especially because I was out on the road the last 10 days. I'm doing promo for the special. I was in New York. I was in Vegas. I was in upstate New York.
Yeah.
And it really has hit me looking around in airports, in restaurants, just in public spaces, that so much of our food now is because I did a bit a long time ago about the KFC famous bowl. Like,
Yes.
they're slopping
I was
everything
gonna bring
into a
it
bowl.
up. Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't realize that what that was the beginning of where we are now, which is everything is either slop bowls or smoothies or bars.
Yes.
And I realize it's all designed for you to eat your food while, I don't have it on me, but, it's designed.
Yeah.
Don't cut any of that out.
We won't.
All of this is designed so you can do this while you're,
Yeah.
or, but you don't need to actually look at where the food is. Like, now I want a bite of veggies. Now I want a bite of meat. I want
Right. No. Now it's just a glop bite.
But it's all but what I realized was we were subconsciously designing our food around that we were all eventually going to evolve into these things that are looking at screens all the time.
Listen.
And the only reason I'm pointing it out is because I've noticed myself doing it. And now, like a couple days ago, I noticed it. And I realized I have got to fight. That phone's got to be down while I eat, or I'm just basically I'm just in a veal pen, basically. And they're just pumping goo into me. And you know what I mean? Like, it just feels really weird.
Yeah. They're
When
just
you realize that
fattening
about
you up.
yourself.
Yeah. Fatten you up for the slaughter.
And how easily you adjusted to that. Again, go back to the early aughts. If you had wanted to show a dystopian future,
Right.
it would be, and like in the movie WALL-E, everyone's just fat on these couches with constant screen scrolling, and they're just slurping through straws. That was, you're like, oh my God, look at this horrible, ridiculous future. And we adjusted so easily to that. So easily.
You think Idiocracy is the one-up from that then? Because then they incorporate the toilet as well.
The toilet
so now
and
it's
the
the
armchair.
TV while I'm eating and shitting.
Yeah, I know that'll be the next thing. I mean, there are warnings now that I'm seeing in news articles about please don't take your phone into the bathroom. Like the amount of like hemorrhoids is apparently skyrocketing, and there's all kinds of circulation problems because of these goddamn phones. It's just terrifying.
Just blood clots.
Yeah. Yes.
Can I share something?
Please share
Oh.
something.
There was
Off the mic, Natalie.
a news report about a man in China. Who knows how real this is? But apparently his whole colon fell out of his butt because he was on the toilet for too long on his phone.
All right, if you missed that, apparently some dude in China was on his phone, on his toilet for too long, and his colon fell out. New nightmare unlocked. Let's go. Let's go.
It's like the worst Shel Silverstein poem I've ever heard.
Where the colon ends.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you for that,
Oh
New
my
Nightmare.
God.
Appreciate your contribution. You are not on
John
the mic.
Confucius Cho sat on the toilet till his bowels hung low. And it's just, holy shit.
Honestly, too, I've got a real problem with this because this happened some time ago. It was in 2018. And he suffered a severe rectal prolapse after spending over 30 minutes on the toilet playing games. That's just a standard toilet run for me half the time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Over 30 minutes? That's still my leisure time right there. Right? No. It's not I'm doing anything anymore at that point in time. I'm just having an enjoyable me time. You know?
Just airing it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen.
He loves a bidet.
I do.
But also, when you do get to a certain age, and I don't want to get graphic, where you
Please
sit
get
on the
get
toilet
graphic.
and you do whatever your business is, and then if you sit there for another 10 minutes, your body's like, oh yeah, we could pee again. Like, it's just, these random, and you learn to sit there. You just go, are you sure you're done? And your body's like, no, we're done. And then you're like, I'll give you 10 minutes and I'll let you think about it. And then almost always, body's like, oh yeah, wait a minute, there's some
Why don't
more.
you mention it?
I forgot. Okay, let's go.
You've digested another round.
Something, yeah. It's very weird. Oh God, boy, I'm literally watching you lose paid subscribers. It's terrible. All right.
I have no strategy. This is just me.
Good.
We're just talking here.
Good. Okay.
I appreciate that. We're going to talk more about this because it is number one.
Are we?
We are, because
right.
it is number one on our actual topics. Number two, but it's okay. It's okay. I appreciate that, Patton. Now, here's my question. Maybe you can ask me something. Can you say, Jenny Yang, what should we talk about?
Jenny Yang, what should we talk about?
May is almost here.
Oh.
And what's the best way to celebrate Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month? Watching Hallmark Channel's newest rom-com, All's Fair in Love and Mahjong. That's right. You guessed it. A white lady teaches a small white town, also Tamara of Tia and Tamara, how to play Mahjong and finds white love. Listen.
So it's white love.
If this alabaster auntie teaching Mahjong is not wearing a ribbed white undertank, okay, black slacks and flip-flops while smoking Marlboros, I don't want it. Okay, if this ivory ingenue doesn't get her four of a kind by yelling pong 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 at 4 a.m. with one foot hiked up on her seat, thrown away into a Palantir data dungeon. I don't know what that is. I made that up. If this unmelanated Mahjong mistress isn't teaching the game of my ancestors while shooting a gulp of Gaoliang liquor and yelling, fuck your mom in Chinese as she pulls out a winning tile. Lock up all the Hallmark executives into Dilley Detention Center until we protest enough to shut it down. Happy Asian Pacific American Islander Heritage Month, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You just recorded a trailer for that movie. I mean, damn. But, I mean, I don't know what Mahjong is. I'm assuming it's a variation on dominoes.
It looks like dominoes, but it's really more like bridge. So if you've played bridge before, you're really about creating your own hand.
Never played bridge.
Well, basically, you're trying to create sets of triples and series in your own hand. And you do it by grabbing tiles from the center or discarded tiles from other people. That's it.
But don't a lot of older white women play Mahjong? Or am I just quoting from, like, hack comedy from the 80s? Where, like, my mother-in-law
my Jewish mom, yes.
Her Mahjong group.
Yes.
So they do.
They do, of course.
All right.
Of course. It's just the insult of doing it in May.
Oh.
Asian American Pacific Islander
all right.
Heritage Month. A full, very lily white pink poster.
Wow.
Just pink. Just
Are there
salmon.
any Asian actors in this movie?
We don't think so. It's just Tia. It's just Tamara from Tia and Tamara.
Okay.
Listen.
And this is a Hallmark movie.
It's a Hallmark movie, and she finds love teaching Mahjong.
Well, first off, it being a Hallmark movie, someone has to find love. It's not like you're saying it like, and in this one, she finds love. Like, oh, really? Oh, whoa, Hallmark rolling the dice with the formula. I just did the equivalent of like a Hallmark movie up in Canada for Netflix. It was like a sweet little romantic comedy, and it was filmed in this town outside of Vancouver.
Yeah.
That I was looking around this town. I was like, this town, I've seen this in a million movies.
Right.
And they were like, oh, this is basically where they shoot every Hallmark thing.
Yeah.
And every, like, anything time they needed like a small American town. And it was to the point where the people who live in the town are so not impressed with filming going on, because apparently filming just goes on there nonstop.
Oh my God, yeah.
And even the like the store owners, the store employees and customers and everyone knows that, oh, they're shooting, cut, go in. Like it's like they have adjusted their daily rhythms to, oh, they're shooting another thing here.
Right. It's just like they live on a soundstage, right? Yeah.
Well, it's like if you go up to Fillmore in California, it's this town kind of up the 5, and I might be wrong about this. I heard that they voted because it looks very, very Midwestern.
Right.
And one of the reasons it does is they voted to take out all the palm trees so that they could rent themselves out for a Do You Need Anytown USA.
Right.
And that's what it, and again, I've shot up there, and when you shoot up there, the residents are just like, oh, they're doing another movie. They just wait. No one's impressed anymore.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not like they're making a movie in our little town. They're like, oh God, okay, that's right. I forgot that. Like they all know when it's coming.
Yeah, I feel like it's that same thing when like you have friends visiting from out of town in LA, and you got to like be like, okay, listen, we're gonna go to this bar, and Christina Hendricks might be there.
Yeah.
Be fucking cool. Don't stare.
Right.
Don't
be weird.
Don't be weird. There's going to be a famous person. Like,
yeah.
That's what you learn living on a set.
Yes.
I wonder if they get like a stipend or something like that. Like, does it add something to, like, we were able to bring back the sports program? Because,
I mean, it better add to the coffers. Like the city.
Oh no, they
right?
definitely they specifically did it to make the money that filming brings them. I think they make and I'm sure this town outside of Vancouver, because this town is friggin' charming. Like all this, and they have the kind of stores that you can only have open when your town is flush with cash, because there are these little cutesy specialty stores where you're like, how are you paying this rent? You like, it's clearly something's going on.
To me, the sign of something is if you have how rich a little neighborhood is if they have fancy baby and kid clothes.
Oh,
like the little boutique where it's like that little baby is gonna wear that for 2 weeks. But I'm gonna spend
but I'll spend $1
$150
billion on this thing.
Yeah.
They did have a genuinely, I can't remember the name of this town. This Vancouver town had one of the most genuinely amazing antique stores I'd ever been in, which it was a massive, like, multi-sectioned, like they let antiquers and vintage people like rent out space within the thing. So it's an ongoing swap meet, but inside of a store.
Yeah.
And genuinely exotic, weird stuff of, oh my God, how did you, all under one roof. Like if I had lived there, I'd be shopping there a lot.
Wait, are you an antiquer?
I'm not an antiquer, but I do like some vintage stuff.
Yeah.
I love like vintage paperbacks.
Yes.
Some vintage like artwork, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm always looking for stuff like that.
Right.
And some vintage clothes, but not an antiquer. With antiquing, I don't know enough about it to make it worth my while. I would just be spending money on shit I don't need. So there's no point.
It's been a while since I've watched Antique Roadshow.
Oh,
I remember how great that was.
Are you an antiquer?
No, but I'm trying. Listen, I'm an immigrant, and so my mom, who worked in a garment factory, was like, "We didn't come to this country to buy other people's old shit."
Oh,
it's like a weird reversal where you're like,
"Oh, yeah, we can't.
we don't want to look like poor people. We came here for riches and opportunity."
There was where the fuck did I read this? There was a lot of that when schools, the more progressive, expensive schools to get into, were going back to that. We're going back to the land and teaching kids farming and building stuff. And there were a lot of immigrant parents going, we fled that. We'd like you to teach our kids finance and mathematics. What the fuck are you doing? Like there was that weird... It was almost like a weird version of white privilege of like, we're so set that we can teach our kids farming and improv.
Yeah.
And the immigrant people are like, no, teach my kids how to kick ass and succeed.
Right.
I don't want this bullshit.
Yeah, my professor at Swarthmore College, a liberal arts college that my parents didn't understand, definitely said it's easy to be a Marxist when you're rich.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh, boy. Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like there's an element of that. And I definitely looked at certain schools where it's like, it's the great books program. You go out into the woods and you create your own curriculum. I'm like, no, that's too far. That's
I
had a buddy who went to that school.
I know.
Yeah,
it's like
it's
Deep
crazy.
Springs and
Deep Springs.
Thomas Aquinas. I'm like, no.
They go into the like, I decided I'm going to teach myself about the earth, and I went camping for a week or something like that, and they're like, oh, great job, like there's no grades there and stuff.
And again, there is that weird kind of, although I feel like that's going away because it's becoming so clear that we better be getting people into survival mode right now.
Oh yes. Oh,
although in a weird way, not the esoteric art stuff, but the vocational stuff of like teach your kids plumbing and welding and something that will help in the apocalypse. Like that's clearly becoming a thing now.
A wonderful preview of our topics.
Oh, here we go. Oh, you're right, Jenny. Wow.
Do you see how useful that
this is? Hang on, I'm going to check off
that clipboard is.
We've done Jenny's updates. Done. Our food is designed to be eaten while we're staring at the screen now.
We're almost done with that. But before I go on, I want to make sure we introduce the voice that you heard on the final mic, heard but not seen. Co-founder of the marketing and branding company Let's Brand, my sweetie and co-producer of Life, Corey Higgs. Corey.
Hey.
Yes, the bearded voice on the pod.
You can just hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah.
I like it.
As always, my OnlyPaids on Substack get the entire episode for real talk. Because you don't want to feel like you're losing your mind and because we long for a better world filled with fun, love, joy, and cool shit. This is what should we talk about with Jenny Yang at jennyyang.substack.com. Number 1, Jenny's Updates. Los Angeles, Wednesday, April 29th. I'm bringing back Self-Help Me, a competitive self-care comedy show. The theme is loneliness is for losers. The loneliness epidemic, especially the male kind. Tickets at jennyyang.tv. Not in Los Angeles. Don't worry. Soon I'm launching the archive to all of the 2 years monthly residency I did at Dynasty Typewriter. Self-Help Me show is video on demand for my OnlyPaids on Substack. Big announcement. Big announcement. You will be able to see all of the previous Self-Help Me's as an OnlyPaid. Okay? 20 shows.
Yeah.
I wrote 20 shows for 2 years every month.
Damn.
Fuck.
That was great.
Good for you.
Thank you. Become a subscriber to access all of that, and you'll be the first to know when it drops. Number 2, our food is designed to be eaten while you're staring at a screen.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, you explained it in your What Should We Talk About?
Yeah.
I do want to acknowledge, which you did already, the movement of the bowls. Not the bowel movement, but the bowl movement. Which you probably would have argued back in your iconic 2007 bit.
Thank you.
That the bowl movement is related to the bowel movement. It starts with "I'm so hungry right now." We could insert a short clip of this. What do you have to eat at the Kentucky Fried Chicken? And it just basically ends with a failure pile in a sadness bowl, previewing truly the direction of Sweet Green, Kava, all the bowl fast casuals.
Yes.
You know, I feel like Nostradamus. Truly, it was a Nostradamus moment. But here's the thing with that. I remember watching that 2007 Werewolves and Lollipops was one of my first iTunes purchases.
For real.
Yes.
Thank you, Jenny.
It's in there somewhere. I stopped using iTunes, but
yeah.
you know, but it was like for a hot second, it was like you, Doug Benson.
Nice.
What else? Oh God, there might have been
Early Maria Bamford.
Yes.
A lot of Maria Bamford. Burning Bridges is
So
incredible.
Margaret, Maria, you were like the people I listened to before I decided to become a stand-up comedian.
Oh wow.
So thank you.
Thank you. That is high praise indeed.
No, it's that's why it's so awesome to have you here and to talk about the food bowl because there's a part of me that obviously remembers that. Like I'm not a real remembering bits kind of gal. Like Corey's like a film nerd, TV show nerd. He'll remember things.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
not. And and I write in comedy, so it's like when you're in a room, there's always some dude who's that guy.
Yeah.
They'll remember
Oh, yeah.
all the Simpsons jokes. They'll remember all the,
Can recite them.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
your core audience. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No,
and I'm not
don't shy
that
away
kind-
from that.
I'm not that kind of comedian or comedy writer.
Right.
But I do remember the food bowl bit, especially because it made me laugh so much and because I just fixate on food things in general because I love food.
Me too.
And in that moment, I remember thinking to myself, as an American, LOL, this is so accurate. How disgusting. But hold on.
Oh.
As an Asian American, I was like, we kind of made food bowls a thing.
Yes.
It was an Asian influence that really, I think, helped to encourage this whole movement.
But okay.
So I'm used to it. So in a way, there is an element of how you characterize it that was disgusting, obviously. And I got that. And it was so funny. And then there was a part of me that was Asian that was like, of course, you put everything in a bowl.
Except
what I mean?
but Asian food bowls aren't slop bowls. It is designed and curated and bespoke flavors hitting each other, and it's that scene. If you watch it, there's a great movie called Tampopo.
Yes.
Where
Oh, yeah.
he teaches her how to eat a bowl of noodles, and you take the pork and set it aside, and these are how the flavors will hit you.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Americans just did it where you don't need to. Again, you are just doing. There's no need to look at what is down there because it's all just starches going. Oh, but again, when the famous bowl came out, it was so crazy that at least it stood out enough in the food landscape that I could make fun of it.
Yes.
But now I wonder if that bit will still work because people are like, doesn't everyone eat everything out of bowl? What are you talking? Like it,
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, I think
It's
it would
strange.
still hit a little bit.
Yeah.
There is a good point. Asians do try to sort of still want you to pay attention to what
Yes.
you're eating, for sure. We care about food a lot.
You're not supposed to stir, and even when you do, like when you get real Asian fried rice, which is when they bring the egg there, and then you mix it all up in the. But that's to combine flavors and make something greater.
Yeah.
When you mix up like an American slot bowl, it's if anything, it's to lessen all the taste, so it all just tastes the same and goes in smoothly with you having to think about it.
It's like mixing up a bunch of watercolors and you just make brown all the time.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's
Yes.
brown. It's the flavor of brown. It's what brown would taste like.
I mean, I do have a joke where I talk about Corey and how he's a vegetarian from Wisconsin, which makes no sense.
Wow.
Because it just means that he only eats white carbs and cheese.
Yeah, wait a second. Vegan or vegetarian?
Lacto-ovo.
Yeah.
Lacto-ovo.
So he's cheese.
All right.
Cheese
Okay.
and eggs is
So,
fine.
so basically I just said that, which means that he can't be as morally superior as he'd like to be. Because he only eats white carbs and cheese, and I eat more vegetables than him.
Oh.
And he would only eat something if you put it by his face, it's camouflage.
Wow. Lacto-ovo. I don't eat chickens. I eat their babies.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I eat their babies, please.
it's
You
pre-fertilized.
barbarians killing chickens. I take their babies away. I leave them to mourn and think about it, and I eat the babies.
No, it's pre-fertilizing.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right.
listen,
It's not even a chicken.
let's not feed into a right-wing talking point
You're
around,
right. Okay,
around
you're right.
eggs.
Okay.
All right?
Anything,
Sorry.
It's more like
Listen.
periods.
Look, I'm trying to spin off. I gotta make money these days, man. There's so much money in right wing stuff. I gotta. Come on, man.
Okay, yeah.
My
So,
pronouns are free/Diddy.
wow.
Yeah, how you doing?
Wow,
Yeah, let's blow up
really
the
just
fucking
needing
internet.
to listen. If you got to tour the country, I get it, and we'll address
God,
that
help
behind
me.
the paywall.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Number 3,
Please.
apocalypse prepping, but make it cute.
Yeah.
Patton, you suggested this. You said happy apocalypse preppers are in my Instagram feed. Tell me more.
They right now, with the way that things are going, we really are clearly looking at hey, maybe in 2 weeks, no gas. I don't know. These preppers, and God bless them, like it is something that they clearly believed in, but they believed in it in a way that you can tell for a lot of them it cost them socially and it cost them emotionally. It cost them family and friends.
Right.
Being out in the woods, and I'm recycling my poop and I've got a compost spinner, and people are like, okay, dude, I just want to watch Severance in my air conditioned house. I don't want to go build a friggin' lean-to with you. But now they all have this look like things are looking pretty bad, and I know how to collect rainwater and keep it clean, so feels like I'm gonna get a wife pretty soon. Oh, no. Someone's gonna have to fuck me if you want some water. Like, and a lot of these, it almost they have this glee of like, can't really be angry at me for my trans jokes if I'm the only guy that can make antibiotics. I guess everyone's got to be nice to me now, and so I'm looking, kind of hoping that the Iran war goes badly. Kind of hoping it goes badly. Like there is this like loneliness epidemic in the woods, and now they're feeling like, oh, maybe a little respect's coming my way now. Like
Right.
they can barely hide the glee.
No, I didn't pick up on that, but now that I think about it, because I have been getting those kinds of TikToks, that does strike a chord.
Prepper Instagram is their Mardi Gras right now. They are so happy. They cannot wait for it all to collapse.
I mean, because now if they probably feel less alone. They're like, everyone gets it now.
Or they're just like, everyone's going to have to. So, I will get a handful of people in my compound that are going to have to be nice to me and pretend that I'm funny because, hey, do you want some pemmican or not?
I mean, have you watched Paradise?
Not yet.
On
I hear it's
Hulu or
great.
ABC?
I am so. Oh my God! I almost said I'm so behind on my. These aren't fucking assignments. There's good TV shows,
Write
but
it
I
on
do
your clipboard. Write it on your clipboard.
do the catch up with. But there's all these genuinely great shows right now, and everyone's hustling so much in the business because the business is collapsing.
That's right.
They're making all these shows,
Yes.
but no one has time to watch them.
No.
Because everyone's scrambling.
They're all watching YouTube.
And they're all watching YouTube. They're all,
know.
or they're, it's... But you clearly watch Paradise.
I love Paradise.
Okay.
And there was definitely this dynamic you're describing of that glee is actually a character dynamic in the show.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's an apocalyptic show.
Yes.
And, the people who prep feel emboldened because they're like, oh, look this is our time. This is exactly what we were anxious about. And now it's
We
happening.
told you.
When we told you.
I told you. Like
Yeah.
there's a not great movie, a Cloverfield sequel, not a sequel, with John Goodman, and John Goodman plays a prepper
Have you
that
seen that
brings
one?
people
he
into
keeps
his
him inside the bunker. And stuff. Yeah,
and but John Goodman, who's such an amazing actor,
good.
gives this incredible performance where he's hiding the glee that I've got this hot young girl and this hot young guy that would normally she'd be attracted to him, but I'm the guy with the supplies and I know how to make things work. So maybe it is a brilliant performance in a not great film. It's not a terrible film.
Yeah.
But because the movie didn't do that well, I don't think John Goodman got the flowers he should have gotten for this genuinely brilliant performance of a barely hiding his glee prepper that it's actually ending and I'm the guy with, I'm the rock star now.
Right.
10 Cloverfield Lane.
10 Cloverfield Lane. His performance is so fucking nuanced and brilliant in that.
Yeah.
It's worth watching just to see what he does with it. But this is there's a great 50s novel called Alas Babylon. Alas Babylon. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Alas Babylon.
1959 post-lop.
Yes. And it's not again, it's a really interesting but when they establish what the kind of the social pecking order is in the town before everything shuts down, and then afterward, suddenly the librarian is the queen of the town because she knows, I know where all the reference books are, I know the stuff you need. There's a guy,
feels right.
There's a guy who is a beekeeper, this kind of weirdo, but suddenly he's the only one who has anything sweet. There's no more chocolate, and then as months go by, someone they visit him and he, here, have a bite of honeycomb. And they're like, oh my God. They can't believe how good it is. And he's like, no, that's how it always tasted. They just haven't had anything sugary in so long that now he's this, can we come back out and visit? He's this Willy Wonka guy, just a guy that keeps bees.
First bite's free, second bite's
exactly. Yeah, you'll pay. But it's interesting how that feels like that might be happening right now.
Yeah, I'll be honest. We're in a slightly prepping mode.
Yeah.
I mean, especially after the fires here in LA, that really got a lot.
You got
of
go
people.
Bags?
We got go bags, and this was even before I grew up down here in LA. So I grew up with emergency earthquake preparedness.
Yep.
So that was drilled into us. Grab a big plastic trash can and fill it with. I remember these these little educational moments from childhood, and so we installed solar panels in our house.
So did we.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is just good in general, I think. And then we started.
It's smart.
Vegetable garden, a small vegetable garden, because that's also nice to look at green things. But if we needed it, that's good to know.
Yeah.
What else? I just bought some pool shock.
Jenny just bought a 50-gallon drum of pool shock.
And that is what?
Just to clean water.
If you ever have a swimming pool and stuff, it's what they use to keep the bacteria and stuff from
hypochlorite or
and
something.
Yeah. And
but
so,
how do you put a droplet?
You dilute
in?
it, yeah.
Yeah,
you just
a
put
tiny
little
amount
bit.
into a huge jug of water, and in 24 hours, now the water is drinkable. It's all
Wow.
Generally, yeah.
Generally, yeah.
Listen, I'm out here on TikTok,
Me
bookmarking, saving.
I have bookmarked so much shit on Instagram, half of which I know I'll never watch.
Yes.
I bookmarked a guy teaching you how to make gasoline.
What?
So I have the bookmark, but I'm like, I'm never going to make gasoline. What the fuck am I talking about? I'm more about where do you go when things go. There's an interesting guy that's he's actually telling you what not to do. That to me feels way more helpful.
I saw that one too.
Don't go to these 5 places.
Yes.
Everyone thinks, go to the big box store. No,
Nope.
That's where the people with guns will be,
Yep.
hoarding stuff, probably building. That's where they'll be putting down. They won't be looting the place. They'll be going, oh no, this is mine now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do not go there.
Yeah, we did all that. I don't know what else are we doing. I mean, it's a
the
lot.
hand crank radio and some stuff or whatever. Honestly, started to eye out our neighbors and see which one of them is going to make it to our compound because we got a big backyard out there and stuff. And so it's all right, if we start bringing friends in and tents or whatever the hell, who's the carpenter amongst us?
We have a WhatsApp community. Everyone in our neighborhood is on it because there's been a lot ever since the fires. There's been a lot of break-ins, and I mean, not like smash and grab stuff. Very well organized. Oh, this car was circling. They're scoping out who's home, who's not. People on walks have found cameras hidden in bushes. Where
Yes, I've heard about
filming
this.
houses.
Yes.
So now we had a big community meeting yesterday down the road from my house at this big lot. We met with a cop, talked about what should we be doing, what should we be looking at. But I'm glad that we're all on this thread and we can go, hey, this is happening, this is going on. Hey, the same van has been parked in front of this thing, and they're, so there's a lot of that going on.
Yeah, so we're trying to figure out, like, are we going to set up our own mesh network? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's where we're at.
But that is how it's going to have to end up going, because it is, especially ever since, and this is going to sound really date me, ever since Katrina, I think that's when the whole prepper thing exploded, because that was the very stark, in-your-face lesson. Government's not coming to help you.
Exactly.
They do not have the resources.
No.
And this cop that we were all talking to yesterday said something kind of chilling, which was, not a lot of people are signing up to be cops anymore. So we just have 2 cops, and we've got to somehow do North Hollywood and Studio City and Sherman Oaks. We just don't have people anymore, and we're not going to get any more people. Like, there's just less and less people, and clearly the criminals know this.
Yeah.
Because they just don't have the manpower to follow up on everything. So now people are starting to go, well, we have to start doing this then.
Yeah, I mean, there is a world in which, like, if you go radical left progressive far enough, they've always been prepping on their end too.
Oh,
they're meeting. They're meeting now.
They meet on the can't run around
trust
the government.
the government.
Well, one is you can't trust the government, which is more right wing, and one is you can't rely on the government, which is more left wing. But they still agree on that.
Yes, but so I'd like to ascribe to more of the left end of the spectrum, where this is more about community care and less about neighborhood watch.
But I do listen. I will give the far right some credit. There is hey, maybe don't trust the government.
Yeah,
especially now with what it is so eerie when these horrible. Well, maybe I don't want to jump ahead because I know we're going to be talking about the Rape Academy, but the spin on the evil stuff that's going on in front of our eyes, the immediate, just not even a feeling of shame of just going, oh, well, have you considered no, I just saw a woman get her head blown off on TV. Yes, but I mean, she was a poet and she was divorced, and you're like, oh my! Is this? Wait a minute. Are you literally fucking spitting? Is that where you're going? Holy shit! And they're counting on enough of the people going, poet. I mean, who knows what?
Was she even born here? I don't know. Was
I know.
Poet? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Maybe
No, it's
so
bad.
like, so when you see that, and again and we'll get to it, but no, it was 62 million visits, not people. Let's all. And you're like. You didn't even pause to go to that fucking spin on the most evil goddamn thing. Holy shit. Yeah.
Paywall, baby. Yeah. Paywall, baby.
Yeah.
Number 4.
Hey, food's getting crazy.
It's
in the bowls, and what's going on? I mean, guys.
No, number 4. Part of this is also, all of this apocalyptic stuff, the way that our government is run amok, all of it has us blaming each other. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Why? Number 4. Why is Gen X always left out of the generation debates? I wanted to show you this. There's a lot of things to talk about.
Yeah.
I brought this up, but I wanted to show you this graphic, and we'll put it up on the screen.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
But you can describe it.
Yeah. I mean, this is. Oh boy. Yeah.
Does that feel right?
Very much.
I'll describe it.
You describe it.
Yeah. So basically, it's a really funny graphic where it says ways that different generations show love. The first one is the Gen Alpha heart, the Gen Z heart, and then the Millennial heart, and then finally the Gen X heart.
Yeah. Well, the Gen X heart is, and I could not be more Gen X, born in '69. So we did come about during this time. When it did feel like a lot of the we were the kids of the baby boomers who were all about sex and drugs and rock and roll and rebellion, and then we saw these people who were so much about don't sell out and be free and stay weird. We saw them immediately embrace the oh, let's just make money. Let's just,
Yeah,
and
Reagan
also let's start
era.
lecturing people
Yeah.
and, restricting people. So we got very disenchanted with that. So there was that disenchantment. And then we were also, I think, the generation that ended up, I think, even more than the baby boomers, patted ourselves on the back too much for, we elected a black president, so racism is over. So we were the ones doing the ironic racism and the ironic homophobia to make fun of it, and didn't realize we were laying out a blueprint for the fucking alt-right to use that and then go, it's just comedy. Don't you get jokes? And it's like, oh, fuck, we handed them that. We did that. And then we were the last generation to see, to at least be shown or feel that selling out sucked, because the generations coming up now, there is no concept of that. The thing now is you get that bag as soon as you can.
Yeah.
You immediately sell out because, and in a way, they're not wrong, because we could at least still say there is a corporate monolith in place, and can you get money from it ethically without selling your soul? The generation that's coming up now, they're watching that whole monolith come down.
Yes.
They're watching it collapse. They're like, grab whatever you can, because there's going to be nothing left.
Yeah, let's bet on when we're going to go to war with Iran.
Exactly.
Like that, it's very cynical.
But again, but they're not. I can't blame them for doing that, because what else are they being shown? They're not being shown that there's going to be any kind of jobs. They're not being shown from their leadership that anyone has a spine or a backbone or holds up to any principles. We have I think the quote from Trump that doesn't get enough attention is when they're like, do you feel responsible? This is early on. He's like, I take responsibility for nothing. And they're seeing this leadership just going, nothing fucking matters. Say one thing, say the next thing, the next thing, if it makes you money. And that's what they're being raised with. So a lot of them, and I don't blame them for doing it, are just like, yeah, fuck it. There's no, they've been shown no fucking leadership. None. Nothing.
I just want to say, Patton, thank you for saying that, because I've been out here being my elder millennial self, exennial, whatever, being like, we need to take more of the blame. Like the older generations, for all the things that we complain about Gen Z fucking up.
Well, the boomers never will. So
yes, the boomers won't.
And Gen Z was the first generation that really was, again, I hate myself and I want to die.
Yeah.
The whole grunge thing, the whole, like, we actually looked at ourselves and were self-deprecating. I mean, we were too self-deprecating.
Gen X, yeah.
Gen X, where we ended up, I think, stymieing ourselves. I'm a loser, baby. Maybe you should talk about yourself in better terms. Yeah. But talking to yourself and doing self-care, it got mutated into this, I am a flawless God. And you see these just psychopaths like Andrew Tate and Clavicular, whatever these fucking people are, where they're just like, I will never be wrong. I will never apologize. I will never have regrets, which is just as psychotic as going, I'm a piece of shit.
Right.
I fucking suck.
Because they looked at Gen X and their self-deprecation, the parents or whatever that generation was like, look at these weak-ass soy boys. We got to man the fuck up. This is our time.
I mean, at least I'm a piece of shit allows for some reflection, you know?
And improvement, and also just and saying, yeah, I am inherently flawed, allows you to also then go, I can let other people have some breathing room and figure out where they need to go. And I'm also secure enough in myself. Weirdly enough, it's the most secure people that go, man, I totally fucked up. I was wrong about that.
Yeah.
I now I know better. And some people are like, I don't need to fucking know better. I fucking know. And bang, bang, bang. There's this.
That jaw flap, I don't like it on you.
Yeah, I know. I don't like it either.
I don't want Patton to be that guy.
Fucking broken Muppet. There's a guy named, a really amazing writer named Kieran Gillen, who did he's an amazing comic book writer. He does one now called The Power Fantasy, and one called I think it's called The Sacred and the Divine. I think I may be saying that one wrong, but he went off on a whole rant about patriarchy. And he's like, what everyone gets wrong about the patriarchy is they think it's ruled by men. It's not ruled by men. It's ruled by fathers. The fathers hoard everything, and the sons get shit. And if you look at way that like an Andrew Tate is structured or all these lifestyle assholes, and they say that I'm here trying to help these young men out. They could give a fuck about these young men. They are there to sell products and make money off of them, and fuck off. The money and the women go to me, and you don't get fucking shit. The best illustration of that was in Fury Road, with you have Immortan Joe has all the brides, has all the women. The war boys get nothing. He sold them this thing of like, but you're going to be chrome and beautiful in the afterlife, and that's where you'll be. And you know, if you look at half of what Andrew Tate says is like, fags fuck women. You shouldn't even be fucking women.
I know.
You
that's
should be
the wildest
true
shit.
Men. But that's his way. Cause that's the way of going. More women for me.
Yeah.
If I can convince these guys to go fuck you women, then I get more. That's all they're doing. They're just hoarding resources. Patriarchy.
There's nothing gayer than fucking a woman.
Yes, exactly. And it's not ruled by men. It's ruled by fathers and the sons. And if you look at how Donald looks at Don Jr. and Eric, and he would throw those guys into a fucking mulcher in a second if it would if it would make him money and spare himself. And you are there to serve that.
Ugh, just a Fargo mulcher.
And your only way, if you're the strongest ones can outlive the father, and get the scraps, but nobody gets what the father has, and none of these guys can see that. They can't see that you're being played by these guys.
Can I just say I'm so excited that you have this analysis as well, because I have been talking about this on this podcast about how we are not having enough boomers or Gen X or millennials take responsibility. And then it's really the boomers 100% who's not going to do it, but who's hoarding power and money.
Oh my
who's
God.
Hoarding power and wealth, and this is where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Because it's all the boomers who are running these like 1% corporations where everyone's being underpaid, no one gets to actually buy the things that they make, like everything. All of the problems is truly this like generational hoarding.
Yeah.
I hate it.
And what's weird is because the resources, the actual money and the capital's being hoarded since millennials and generals, they know there's no resources coming, so they're going to hoard social capital. They're going to hoard, I've got the most views, I've got the most clicks. And they've turned, again, art and comedy and music has turned, you can't be, the bands in the 90s were like, we got our fan base, we play our small theaters, we're happy, that's who we want. We want our people. I don't want to fill fucking stadiums, because if I fill stadiums, then I'm performing for people that I don't want to fucking perform for.
Right.
You know what I mean? But now they've structured it so that you cannot exist that way. You either fill fucking stadiums or you are just scraping on the bottom. There's no more, hey, I just want to just coast along in the middle. And I feel like there's a part of the population that resents the people that are like, no, I'm happy with the talent I have and I can make enough money to live on that. They're like, fuck you either are just selling out arenas and quite frankly selling crap, or you're dead. Like they don't like the idea of like, again, it's the you fucking alt comics with your little tiny rooms. We were happy in those rooms.
Yeah.
And we were okay with enough. They've made the idea of enough now equals you're a pussy.
Yeah.
You think less of yourself. You're not an alpha. You don't think you deserve. No. I love money. I love success. But I also know what enough is. I don't want to. I'd rather. I'm just going all over the place because it gets me so enraged and depressed. But you're not allowed to just be okay anymore. They've made that, they've mutated that into, but you're not okay, are you? You should be in a fucking stadium. You should be. It's like, no, I really shouldn't. I'm really good in these little rooms. This is perfect.
I mean, I hopefully we talk about it and it's not depressing, because I do feel some level of like, I feel less lonely because I can talk to Patton about this, because truly, like, it's all I think about. I'm like, I'm trying to like pattern recognize over here, and I'm like, this is what's happening, you know. And I was actually curious about your daughter, Gen Z.
She is.
Right?
What's 2009?
I don't know.
Is that
Young Gen Z?
Young Gen Z.
Young
Gen Z. Yeah. Any kind of insight around?
I mean, again, one
this
thing.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's.
Hello, Alice.
Yeah, hi Alice. I mean, she fucking rules. I mean, she and her friends are, whereas we kind of pushed against the boomers and rebelled.
Yeah.
The energy that I get off of them, at least her and her friends, is we're just going to go do our own thing, and we're not going to. We're going to fight you by ignoring you and go doing the things that we want to do, rather than go. We got to figure out what you're doing and do the opposite.
Right.
We're like, some of the things you do are fine. We'll do the things that work for us, and the things that don't, we don't even need to argue with you about.
Yeah.
We're just gonna. One thing that's really hit me about her generation is. And I think that's what there's. You're seeing a lot of panic from boomers and a lot of evangelical grifters is the idea of gay, straight, bi, trans, whatever. That is meaning less and less and less to that generation. There's just no. Is he gay? Is he because he's dating a guy, so he's gay? Well, he's dating a guy right now. He dated a girl last year, might date a girl again. He might, I don't know. Like, they don't give a shit about any of that. Like, none of that really means anything.
Yeah.
And you're seeing a lot of these grifters, oh, fuck, I'm losing this cudgel that I had to get votes and to get my shit through and to get power. And they're starting to vaguely understand that in a generation or so, all that will be gone. Like, the idea of even having gay and lesbian clubs, I think, might even go away because kids are like, "What? Who gives a shit?"
Yeah.
Like, they're just not going to mean anything to them, and that's panicking these assholes. Yes, they do have. There are obviously millennial and alpha, evangelical, anti-trans, anti-gay homophobes out there, but they have more of a feeling of grifter than true believer.
Yeah.
That there's money to be made off this right now, but if the money starts to go away, and I feel like in a couple of generations it will, they'll just shift to another scam. They'll shift to another hustle.
I mean,
It's going to be very ugly getting there. It is going to be very ugly getting there. It's going to be very, very bad.
Yeah.
You know, the last dinosaurs that went down in the tar were fucking gnashing their teeth and make it, the biggest roars you ever heard came from them. So it's going to get really ugly. And then we're going to have to, and then we'll move on.
listen, apparently Gen Z, in New York at least, is increasing the attendance of Catholic churches.
Really?
Because it's a way for them to feel like they're socializing, they have structure.
Okay, but listen.
At least in New York, I don't know.
No, but I'm saying, why don't we learn from that?
Yes.
Instead of tut-tutting. And by the way, there's Catholicism is not this cut and dried thing. I'm not a Catholic. I'm very much a happy agnostic, happy atheist.
Yeah.
But the Catholic Church has done some great good and great evil.
Yes.
And maybe there'll be a younger generation that will come along and go, let's get rid of the evil part and just use the good part. Maybe that will happen.
No, I agree,
But
yeah.
if people need to actually go and look, then start doing stuff like that. That's why Mondami is being so, but he goes out in the street and just sits there and talks to people. And, and he's not doing it for, I got to get footage, I got to get content. He's just talking to people. And so maybe that will start happening more and more.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, that's one of the reasons that I think that book clubs are exploding is because not only are you engaging with this other mind in the sense of a book, which people are realizing is such a thrilling, like, oh, fuck, I really am linking to this other mind. And then you get together with friends and go, did anyone notice? And like, I didn't, but now that you bring, like, that is, you know.
Just a liberal arts seminar, all of a sudden everyone discovered it. They're like,
Yeah.
yes,
But like,
this is living.
Yeah, but it's like really, I just want to get together with people.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, the example with the Catholic Church thing, the only thing is it is both cautionary and instructional. Like you're saying, like, you know, I come from, I don't know if you know much about my background, but I come from community organizing and political organizing, working in nonprofits and for a labor union.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so when I started stand up, I was like, what, like 2010s? I was like,
Great time to start. What a fantastic
I
time
know.
to hop into the fun world of stand-up comedy.
Well, so, I knew for a fact that as I'm learning to do comedy, Hollywood's not going to roll out the red carpet for me.
No.
So they're not giving out those, those deals anymore from the 90s. You know what I'm
They
talking
used
about.
to.
You know who got
you
rich off
could
that,
get-
Patton.
Dude, you could get, if you got 4 toppings at a Shakey's Pizza, you could grab an MTV holding contract from a bowl on the way out. No! Like, hey, grab your MTV. Are you getting mushrooms, green peppers? Oh, yeah, grab a holding deal. Yeah, they're in a big bowl. Just grab one. Grab a bunch. It's fine.
So in
they were giving out so fucking much.
Yes.
It was ridiculous.
I know. So in the 2010s, I was like, they're not going to roll out the red carpet.
No.
I'm this Asian American woman still working on my stand-up comedy. I produced my own things. And the way I saw
Yeah.
it was like, well, I know how to produce shows. I'm going to produce my own tour. I have leadership skills. You call it producing. I call it organizing. When
It's the
I got,
same thing.
Yeah. And then when people are like, oh, how did you get sold out shows? I'm like, I don't know. It's a need. I know how to put on a good show. We're funny. And also, if I don't make it, there's nothing that will be there for me.
But everyone who's ever made it in this business, both the good and the bad,
Yeah.
me doing Comedians of Comedy and the Kill Tony show,
Yeah.
they're no different. Same thing of someone going, I got to do the thing that I want to see.
Yeah.
So make the stuff that if you, I think, did John Waters say this? If they're not making the movies you like, make a movie that you want to see.
Yes.
If they're not making the TV shows you like, make that. There's a woman, I'm blanking on her name. She just did a sitcom on YouTube, and it's about a comic book store.
Yeah.
Because she wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And it works, and it's getting attention, and that's how you just
Totally.
start making
Yes,
the
I noticed
shit you
that.
like. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia started as a YouTube show that
Yeah.
a bunch of guys did because they're like, no one's doing the shows we like.
Yes.
So they just did it. They just shot it. And then next thing you know, boom.
Yeah. So I did that. And so my point is I bring my values to me doing comedy now.
Right.
And, when I look at a news story like, oh, the Gen Z is all flocking to the Catholic churches in New York to get some community, I'm thinking, yeah, maybe if you're on the left or you're progressive, use that as a jumping off point for what we can do better. Because,
Yes.
my guy used to be a DJ
Yes.
and used to do nightlife. And it's like when you, even with the apocalypse or if you're running an organizing campaign, you talk to the people who know how to gather people. If you're trying to go into a community to be like, how are we going to get ourselves together? You just talk to the person who's already getting people together. People who know how to
That's-
throw parties. People who know how to do book clubs. And so
Yeah.
I just feel like there's a dose of that I just wish we could remember on the other side.
Yeah.
Also, Catholicism in college, I didn't realize there's a whole radical left-wing version of Catholicism called liberation theology
Yep.
that I didn't fucking know about until college. And I was like, wait, what? They're shooting down priests because, the CIA-backed regimes wanted to take over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Yeah,
School
Father
of the
Romero.
Americas.
Yeah.
Fucking
But listen,
pay for democracy
that's
now.
a big thing that I think a lot of people don't understand, and I didn't understand it for a long time, and because I have friends who are very religious, and
Yeah.
they don't understand because what we see of church, again, like any news media, they want the most craziest footage to get you to watch. So you'll still show a pastor who's saying you need to kill your gay kids, and you're like,
Yeah.
whatever the extreme is. Most church is people getting together every Sunday to check in with the community,
Yeah.
make sure everything's going okay.
Yeah.
And that was really very instructive when Obama was running in 2008, and they found footage of his pastor saying some really radical stuff.
Yes, I
like,
remember that.
God damn America. Blah, blah, blah. And then Sean Hannity, and this shows you how little he actually understands about church and how much he doesn't give a fuck about it. It was all
Yeah.
a pose. He said, I remember this so clearly, and it helped Obama get elected. He was like, they would cut back to Hannity after showing the damning footage of Obama's pastor. And he's like, and Obama went to this church every Sunday for 20 years. And if evangelicals heard that and go, yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, right.
So he goes every Sunday. I go every Sunday, and a lot of times my pastor will do a sermon, and afterwards you like, the fuck was that about, man? Like you argue with him.
Yeah.
And that's what church is.
Yes.
And so a lot of church going people heard that and went, that's my guy.
Right.
That's my guy.
Right.
My friend who he lives in Texas, and he goes to church every Sunday, and he goes half of church is just the priest goes up and is like, Okay, guys, this past week, listen. So we have like talking about what's going on in the news, and then
Yeah.
afterward he hangs out. You hang out for another hour,
Yeah.
and we're going. I don't know if you should have brought that up. Well, but the thing, and then you just check in.
Right.
That's all it is. You're just checking in. You're not going. And now we got to go find Jews and kill them. It's just like, no. Well, see you next Sunday. Just like he basically he goes. My priest says without saying it out loud. It's like, all right, thanks for coming. Just have a good week. Go out there. Don't be assholes. Just don't be.
Right.
Try not to be dicks. And I'll see you next Sunday. Okay. Like that's kind of all it is.
Yeah, and
He's
then
checking
we
in.
hear about the extreme ones. I mean, this is a room full of pretty much agnostic atheist
And
people,
the
right?
extreme ones, I
Yeah.
know if you were to pull back on a lot of those, because they always do a tight thing.
Yeah.
You pull back, that half that church is empty. You know, it's just these other weirdos that have broken off from the church because the church was like, "Don't you guys are assholes. Get the fuck out of here." You know.
Yeah.
So for the most part, again, we have so much more in common than we have differently, but it makes more money to have people think that we're all at each other's throats.
100%.
It's making people too much money. No one's going to tune into the news going, hey, Black Lives Matter march happened, and they also said this about minimum wages, which actually these people on the right actually agree with. And
Right.
that's not a good news story. What's a great news story is these guys were throwing bricks, and here's a
Yeah.
building on fire. Whoa!
Yeah.
Tune in!
Yeah.
That was about 35, 40 years ago that the news started making money, right? Previously, it was always just like no, we need to do this as a public service, and it
Yes.
doesn't make
Yeah.
any money.
That's
but,
why there's an FCC license attached to it. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, but again, right now, too many people are making too much money,
Yeah.
and we will have to hit a breaking point where that does so much damage. Like in a weird way, that's kind of what's going on with Trumpism right now. You can't. Some of those people that supported Trump had real fucking grievances. They were being treated shitty by
Yes.
corporations and by the elites.